These are gonna be really awful or very inspiring. We shall see. Hey everyone, I'm Abby Sharp. Welcome back to Abby's Kitchen. In today's video, I will be testing, upgrading, and nutritionally evaluating some of the most viral TikTok recipes of the year. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit up my description. I'm gonna leave links to all the original recipes there. And also you can get a link to my free Hunger Crushing Combo ebook, so don't forget to download that. And help a girl out and subscribe to the channel and follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Abby's Kitchen. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna do the viral strawberry yogurt blobs bites. I don't know what to call them. I don't know. I've seen various titles for this. I feel like we can workshop blobs though.
Okay, so I finally tried the viral 3-ingredient chocolate covered strawberry frozen yogurt bites, and they're so easy to make and so good. All you need to do is mix together some yogurt and diced strawberries, then add the mixture to a tray lined with parchment paper and place in the freezer. Once they're frozen, dip in melted chocolate, drizzle with a little more chocolate, then place back in the freezer to harden. Then let them sit out and soften for a little bit, then enjoy.
Okay, so the viral TikTok recipe is literally just 3 ingredients: strawberries, yogurt, and chocolate. Love it. Really can't go wrong with any of those things, in my opinion. So I got some yogurt. I'm using vanilla. I don't know, you could use plain if you want to. You could sweeten it as you'd prefer. Then I've got our strawberries. And technically, that's all she wrote. However, I just feel like it needs a little crunch factor. When I'm having yogurt, I need something that crunches in my mouth. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. You know what I'm saying? So, I am going to upgrade Oz a little bit with some almonds. But really, any kind of nut or seed would do the trick. Now, I believe the technical term here is to blob it onto a piece of parchment, a good blobbing action. And again, usually this is all they do. They pop it in the freezer, bada boom, bada bing. But anytime I watch those TikTok videos, I think, my God, most of the chocolate is gonna end up all over your fucking fingers. So this is where a popsicle stick comes in, because everything is more fun on a stick. Just kind of stick it into the middle there. All right, and then this basically goes in the freezer until frozen solid. Okay, so while that's freezing, we deal with the chocolate. This is just some basic old dark chocolate chips. These ones are dairy free. And of course, all chocolate's good chocolate. We love chocolate any way, any day. But I prefer peanut butter and chocolate, or any kind of nut chocolate combination. So I'm just gonna add like a little titch of peanut butter to the chocolate when I melt it. And it's gonna make like a chocolate peanut butter shell. Guys, how could that be bad? Also, just gonna add a little teaspoon or so of coconut oil. That just makes it a little bit more shiny and pliable. And I just pop this into the microwave on 50% power in 30-second increments until it's nice and melty and smooth.
Later.
All right, a little magic of television action here. We've got our frozen lollies and our melted peanut butter chocolate. I mean, this right here, really all we need. Recipe done, 10 out of 10. All right, step 2, we dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Monica, a little bit of Erica. A little bit of Rita's all I need. I'm very sleep deprived, guys. Jet lag. Okay, and then before it sets, again, everything's better with sprinkles. We're gonna put some sprinkles on it. This is not in the original recipe, but this is how we do it in the Sharp household. A little more, a little bit of Rita, this is all I need, and a little bit of Tina's. And they will harden super quickly, so let's just give them 10 seconds to do that. That's what she said. That's all you need, 10 seconds. Okay, before we taste, we rate. I would say OG recipe, just the 3 ingredients, no nuts, no nut butter. I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10 on the nutrition scale. I mean, it's got lots of good things. It's got lots of protein in the Greek yogurt, that's for sure, plus some fiber in the berries. But you know, it's like 50% chocolate, so it kind of balances itself out. I added in those healthy fats with a little bit of fiber, a little bit of protein, so I'm gonna give it like a little boost to like a 7 out of 10. It's passing, that's for sure. All right, let's give her a taste. Yep. We can do that. We can do that daily, guys. I got high standards, and this is a solid 7. All right, Moving on with another kind of sweet, healthy-ish dessert. Let's talk about the cottage cheese cookie dough.
I'm honestly ashamed to share this recipe, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's cottage cheese edible cookie dough in a blender, pound of cottage cheese, some maple syrup, vanilla, puree that up until smooth into a bowl with vanilla protein powder and almond flour. We're going to stir that up and then throw in some chocolate chips, and this is already ready to shove into your mouth.
Okay, cottage cheese is having such a moment right now, and I am so happy for it because, as you guys know, I have always been a massive cottage cheese fan. I'm cottage cheese all day, guys. And I've been making cottage cheese into kind of like a nice cream situation for years, like since like a solid decade. But the thought of making it into cookie dough just never really crossed my mind. So I'm excited to try this. I haven't yet. Let's assemble the team. All right, step one, we're gonna puree our cottage cheese. Nope. I was trying to avoid the big guy because it's just, oh, and there's mouse poo in it. Guys, it wasn't quite pushed all the way in. I feel embarrassed. The show must go on. So next is almond flour and vanilla protein powder. Let's see, we got a little bit of vanilla and calls for some maple syrup. All right, now we process that. Then the last essential ingredient is some more chocolate chips. And this is what they call cookie dough. I'm just gonna try it. It's not bad, but I take issue with eating like a whole bowl of like paste. You know what I'm saying? It needs more texture. I'm gonna add some frozen cherries because cherries and almonds, match made in heaven. And since I've got the almonds out, we might as well add that crunch factor that I like. All right, let's take the spoon out before we process it again, Abby. Nice. All right, let's put this in a bowl. So I can't say it's the most attractive looking recipe I've ever made. And I also feel like the ratios are slightly off. Like I probably could have used a little bit more almond flour, and that just probably comes down to the fact that A, I added moisture because I added fruit, and B, everyone's cottage cheese textures are different. I find ours is definitely a lot wetter here in Canada than it is in the States, in my cottage cheese expertise. But nutrition wise, this is it, folks. Like 10 out of 10. We got loads of protein in the cottage cheese plus the protein powder and tons of healthy fats and fiber in the almond flour. I added even more fiber with the fruit and healthy fats with the addition of the crunchy almonds. The original recipe without my additions, I was gonna give like maybe a 4. I know, I'm being a bit of a but it was not great. Let's see how this does. I find I'm like really looking forward to the crunch of the almonds, so I might as well just eat almonds in cottage cheese. I'm still only gonna give this a 6. The texture I just can't quite wrap my head around. And the only thing that's gonna make this a little bit more palatable is chocolate that we had left over from our last recipe. Okay, now it looks a little less like dog's breakfast. And now it's a solid 8. So there you go, guys. Lesson of the day, if something doesn't turn out very good, just put chocolate on it and the kids will be all right. All right, we did dessert, we did lunch, now let's make breakfast. There's no rules here in Abby's kitchen, clearly. And I have been dying to try out the viral pesto eggs.
Hi everyone, this is my favourite breakfast at the moment. So pesto eggs with a cup of tea. Honestly, you can't whack it. If you've never tried pesto eggs, give them a go. Just use the pesto as oil and then crack the eggs in, grate a little bit of cheese on top, and then I just steam it until they cook through. I put the tomato in the air fryer with oil and Italian herbs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Unreal. Try it.
All right, let's make some eggs. Okay, so the original recipe typically calls for a basil pesto, but I don't love basil pesto. So I just felt like that wouldn't be a fair judgment. So I'm using sun-dried tomato pesto, which is much more my style. I'm gonna add a little dollop, crack in an egg. These are small eggs. All right, so obviously you could just eat the eggs all by themselves, but I'm gonna turn it into a little meal. So I've got some pureed cottage cheese here because I love cottage cheese as like a little smear on toast. Got some avocado here right on top. This looks so good, the little crispies. Sorry guys, this is the most ridiculous flipper situation of life, but I've lost my big flipper. A little fresh basil to make it look fancy. Okay, so this recipe, nutrition-wise, is like a clear 10 out of 10. We got protein in the eggs and healthy fats in the pesto, and if you put it on a good hearty toast and you add in kind of like avocado like I did, you've got some extra fiber in there to make it a complete meal. All right, now for the taste. Oh my God. I'm never gonna eat eggs any other way. 10 out of 10 out of 10. Holy shit, I'm gonna be here all day. All right, folks, I am satisfied in the food department, but of course it's time to hydrate. So let's take a look at the viral healthy Coke.
So do like a splash of balsamic vinegar with ice in a cup, and then take any sparkling beverage, like I'm picking LaCroix, and it could be any flavor. Okay, and now you're gonna mix it together. See, it honestly already looks like a Coke.
I'm not enthusiastic about this one. I love bubbly water, but I have had to kind of cut back on that lately because my teeth are super sensitive. And just the thought of adding vinegar to that, like literally makes my teeth ache. I think I'm gonna have to preemptively schedule an emergency dentist appointment just to deal with the aftermath of this recipe. But here we are, doing it for you guys. All right, first I think we need some ice because this is not an assault on my teeth enough. We'll do the balsamic. It's about a tablespoon, it says. And I'm using the fancy stuff for this, guys, so trying to make it the best I damn well can. Oh. Like, just the smell, it's hurting my teeth already. And we mix in some bubbly water. I mean, I realize this is watermelon lime flavor, but it's gonna be bad no matter what, guys, okay? I know someone in the comments gonna be like, but you screwed up the recipe. You didn't do it properly. Just don't do this. Nope. Nope. Does not taste like Coke. I'm not a Coke drinker myself, but I can tell you, it does not taste like Coke. It tastes like a very expensive dental bill. So I'm gonna give this a generous 0 out of 10 because plain water would be so much more enjoyable at this point. Literally flavorless substances would be better than this. And on the nutrition front, really no benefits here, guys. If it's helping you replace actual Coca-Cola, I guess there's some perks there, but you gotta weigh that against the fact that it's going to literally erode your teeth. And once those teeth are gone, folks, you do not get them back. So I'm just gonna say, I don't know, a generous 2 out of 10 on the nutrition, I guess, and gently ask that nobody at home makes this. Next. So that was an obvious bust. So let's try viral TikTok hydration inspo number 2. Water talk.
All right, we're going to go in a half a packet of Polar Blast, and then a half a packet of the Wild Cherry by Skittles, and then a half a packet of the Ginger Ale. We're going for a red, white, and blue themed water because you know it's Memorial Day, and I love a good festive water. So after you mix this up, this is actually a Bomb Pop Moscow Mule mocktail inspired water.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say I am not personally a big fan of sugar-free drinks in general. They don't cause cancer, so don't freak out about that. I'm not suggesting that. However, unless they're sweetened with monk fruit or Splenda, which most are not, they really just mess up my gut. So it's just something that I personally try to avoid. That said, I'm gonna do this for you guys. I also kind of see these as no different than like Diet Coke. So I think a lot of people on Water Talk are suggesting that this really helps them get their hydration in, which is great. All hydration is good hydration. However, I don't really like the idea of people trying to equate drinking copious amounts of sugar-free beverages with drinking water. If you wouldn't replace all of your water in the day with Diet Coke, you probably shouldn't also be replacing it with these sugar-free substances. That said, we're gonna give them a go, and I'm gonna do the most outrageous flavor combination possible because I feel like it just kept getting crazier and crazier the further down the Water Talk rabbit hole I went. So this is sugar-free blue raspberry flavoring and English toffee sugar-free syrup. What should we call this? It's like a blue candy apple. I think that's what it is. It's like a blue candy apple. So we're gonna call this Blue Candy Apple Surprise. Starts with water. All right, a little squirt. You know, I personally try to avoid a lot of artificial colors. So again, this is one of the many reasons that I don't think that these should be a replacement for water. But here we are. A little bit of the English toffee syrup. Give it a stir. This is bringing me back to my preteen days. This looks like Vex or some other, one of those coolers that we used to get old men to buy for us. Anyways. Oh. I mean, I feel like it is fitting of the flavor title I gave it, but I would never willingly consume this in lieu of water. Sorry, not sorry. So I'm gonna give this a 1 in the flavor department because I probably cannot consume more than 1 sip. Again, I'm sorry if I'm offending all of you water talk lovers. I'm sorry, it's a no for me. Nutrition-wise, same as the healthy Coke. If it's helping you replace a copious amount of real soda in your life, again, has some perks, I suppose. But please do not equate water with artificial sweeteners, colors, flavors, preservatives with natural H2O. I'm gonna upgrade this the only way I know how to. What? It's been a day. Oh, fuck. It's so gross. The hangover that you get from this is out of control. Oh, I feel like I'm drunk already. Guys, don't come at me. That was obviously a joke. It was a very aggressive pour that I do not professionally endorse. And also, do not waste good vodka on that. And on that note, I feel like we had a few winners and a few obvious losers. If I had to rank these recipes, it would go pesto eggs, yogurt, popsicles, blobs, whatever you want to call them, cottage cheese, nice cream, and then tied for dead last between the healthy Coke and the water talk. I really can't decide which one I hated more. But on that note, folks, if you've got other viral TikTok recipes that you want my opinion on and you want to see upgraded, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I've got lots of great content there that's completely original and separate from what I do here. Hit up my description for my free Hunger Crushing Combo ebook, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!